Hello artists, today I'm going to show you how to make a collagraph print. A collagraph is part of the printmaking process where you have a board and you glue down a collage or a variety of different materials to create a bumpy surface. And then you can either paint or color on the surface and print it down. To make your own collagraph, you will need some cardboard, and either a glue bottle or a glue stick. A bottle of glue would work the best to help things stick down and hold. A scissors to cut apart your materials and your shapes. And if you have anything else that you want to try gluing down to create the texture or the relief on your collagraph, I might try this yarn. And then you will also need tin foil as well as washable markers. So washable markers are your basic coloring markers that wash off of surfaces. Start with just a smallish size rectangle piece of cardboard, and this is going to be the base for your collagraph. So everything else that we want to add to build up the texture and the collage is going to be glued onto this surface. If you want to sketch out what you want to have on your collagraph, you can. Otherwise, you can just start cutting out shapes and designs and glue them down with your glue stick. So if I glue this down, it will raise it up a little bit. So I'm going to take my glue bottle. A glue stick works, you just have to use a little bit more glue, and you can glue your pieces down. You can create a realistic scene of an object or a landscape, or you can just have fun with abstract shapes and designs. I'm finished with layering my pieces on my collagraph, and one thing that I want to make sure you do is to not layer your pieces too high. So I only have about 2 layers of cardboard here, but I just cut out different shapes. Now you need to be patient and let your collagraph dry completely before you start pulling prints. I finished my collagraph print and it is completely dry. I did a few test crayon rubbing, so if you want to take a piece of paper and use a paperless crayon to do a crayon rubbing, that's a good way to see how your print will look. And I decided to make some changes and we'll see how it looks with the tin foil. What you'll need next is a piece of tin foil to cover your collagraph. Place the tin foil over your collagraph and just start rubbing with your fingers. Try not to push with your fingernails because you might rip the tin foil. You want your collagraph to start showing through as you're rubbing. Once you get it pressed over your cardboard collagraph, then you can wrap the edges around carefully so your tin foil does not slide around. Now you can take your washable markers and just start coloring over your design with any colors you want to. If the marker looks like it's starting to dry as you're coloring, that doesn't matter because the next step will be using some water. So don't worry about if your marker starts to dry. You can even leave it for a little bit and come back later to finish coloring it, and it won't be a problem. To make your print, you can take a piece of paper. If you have a thicker piece of paper, that will work better. And take a little container of water with either a sponge or a rag. I'm just using a rag. Dip the rag in the water and rub the water on your paper. Just get a nice smooth layer over where your print will cover so you can see some nice shine. Flip your paper over so the wet side is on the print and carefully place it without moving it on your collagraph. Gently rub it. This will cause the water to dissolve some of the marker and print it onto the paper. Carefully peel it off to reveal your print. have it. It's always a surprise how your print will turn out, and depending on how much water you use and what colors you use, it will always look a little bit different. Here's some other ones I did, and some I don't like, some I do like, and it's sort of an adventure. So have fun experimenting. It's okay to make mistakes and make some messes because it's all about the process and the experience. Have fun exploring collagraph printing.